Peace, everyone. I'd like to begin by taking a few deep breaths together. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. I can't really see you guys, so I'll be listening for you. I'll be using my other senses to engage with you today. Also, I'm behind the podium, but it doesn't mean that I want to be a talking head, just saying stuff into the crowd. My intention today is to actually be in dialogue with you all. So I will eventually come out from here, probably sit there right in the middle, and ask you all questions. And I want you to feel free to also ask me questions. Community is really important. And yeah, I'm an introvert, so I'm seeing a lot of you guys for the first time. And it's an honor to be with you, to hold space with you, and to hug some of you. So if you see me backstage or roaming around, please don't shake my hand. Grab me and hold my shoulders and rub my back and, you know, embrace me like you want to know me or embrace me like you do know me, okay? So together, on the count of 3, we're going to take 3 long inhales and slow exhales, okay? So 1, 2, 3. That feels good. Oxygen is such a blessing. I'm so thankful to Mother Nature that she's not petty in restricting oxygen from us because we pollute the air and the water. Yeah, Mother Nature is amazing. So thankful for Colby and Nicole who invited me here. Thankful also to my ancestors who protected me and gave me the way to stand here with you guys right now to have these words. I want to present to you Brianna's Garden. I'm very thankful always for the opportunities to present Brianna's Garden because they allow me to continue saying her name and allow me to invite others into the ceremony of saying her name. I'd like to begin talking about Brianna's Garden by sharing a story with you. The story isn't going to be about the murderers or the villainous acts that took her life. The story is actually about healing and about bonds between 2 sisters. It's a story about love. Let's see. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, let's just watch this for a moment. That's dope. I didn't know they were doing that. That's really cool. That's Brianna, everybody, for those who are not familiar. Yeah, and butterflies and flowers were her favorite things. You can see that she's holding a tulip. That was one of her favorite flowers. So Brianna's baby sister is someone that I began to follow on social media because when I heard the stories of Brianna, I thought to myself, this can't be real. This person that they're talking about and the way they're talking about her just doesn't actually feel true to me. I wonder what the truth is. So I began following her baby sister, Janiyah Palmer, on Instagram. I use the words baby sister very intentionally because Janiyah looked up to Brianna. She was her hero, she was her role model, she was her human diary, and she was also a second mother to Janiyah. Many people are unaware that Janiyah and Brianna lived together. So the night that Brianna was taken from her, not only was she rendered heartbroken, she was also homeless. She couldn't return to the place of warmth and love, growth, teaching, laughter, because it was now a crime scene. And so, being an artist, being a Black woman, being a human being, I thought to myself, what will you do, right? What is your responsibility? And I use the word responsibility in such a way that, for me personally, it means to respond to my abilities. And so as an artist, I have the ability to create dialogue using technology as a tool to shape impression, but also to engage people and invite people into dialogue, into conversation, into exploration. So I called up my buddy Sutu, who's a legendary VR and AR artist, and I said, hey buddy, I have this kind of interesting, but maybe a little wild idea. I want to create a sanctuary for Janiyah to be with her sister. And he said, well, sounds cool. Does sound a bit wild because her sister's deceased. Like, what do you mean? I said, well, I'd like to create a space, a sanctuary in which these two sisters can be reunited through technology, through the metaverse of sorts, right? And so I began thinking to myself, being someone that is considered an influencer in, the Web3 space, NFTs, metaverse, the such, and I thought, well, can I create an environment that's unencumbered by the weight of the outside world, an environment that allows Janaya to have audience with her sister, visually, but also through memory, right? Because for me, the metaverse is about legacy. It's not about PFP projects. It's not about punks, apes, penguins, cats, even women and men. It's not about that. For me, first and foremost, the metaverse is about legacy. And I think that with these tools, specifically this idea of the metaverse and the multiverse, when we're able to serve human interests around love, legacy, well-being, then the metaverse actually is a place we all can be and want to be. So for me, I created a small world with my merry band of folks, from Sutu to folks at Microsoft to folks at Metastage to Hijinks who helped us get the word out. We came together to seed our metaverse with love, memory, and legacy. In this world, when people walk up to the flowers that Brianna loved, they can actually hear memories left by her loved ones instead of having the noise from the media, right? And it's great that people want to share her story, but the snag in that is that the stories they're sharing about her aren't from the people who love her. So when we think about our narratives, our legacies, the stories that our lives are wrapped in, I think those truths need to come from the people who loved us, right? And so as I engage in this space, especially with a lot of estates and different people who want to drop NFTs, I often ask them, what's the life of the NFT or the project past the drop? Do you have anything that you're doing past the drop? Is there any engagement? And most people say, I haven't thought of that before. And so if they haven't thought of the simple artwork past the drop, they certainly aren't able to enter the metaverse thinking about 10 years, 20 years from now, because they're not presently thinking about past the drop. Does that make sense? Kind of show of hands? Cool. And so for me, I thought, what is the best way to honor both Janaya and Brianna, Miss Tamika Palmer, their community and their family, their friends, everyone. And for me, the best way to do that as an artist, as a curator in the Web3 space, a curator of digital art, was to provide a sanctuary where they can all meet up, share memories, cry together if that's what they wanted to do, laugh at old memories if that's what they wanted to do, but also invite others to do the same. Invite others to share stories about their loved one, maybe their grandmother, their boyfriend. When I was interviewed about Brianna's Garden, something that really touched me was one of the reporters said, I didn't realize that I was still grieving my friend who committed suicide until I engaged with Brianna's Garden. And I left a memory for them there, and that was healing to me. So when I think about the metaverse, and I think about the purpose of the metaverse and the purpose of these tech tools, for me, the first purpose of that is healing. How can these tools bring more healing and wholeness to each and every human being, to the collective human family? I don't care for a metaverse that has a commerce layer. I don't care for a metaverse that's just trying to sell me things and have me look cool in my metaverse condo. We're already doing that right here. We've already all admitted that it's not that cool here. So it's definitely not going to be cool in the metaverse, right? I'm glad we agree on that. And so, I want to move to being engaged with you guys and kind of close by saying, when you think about the future of this technology, right, whether it be NFTs, metaverse, XR, AR, AI, all the realities, right? Fill in the blank, add an R, boom, all right? Whatever the next technologies are that they're gonna make, I would encourage all of us to put our humanity first, to put our love first, to put our legacies first. You're not leaving a drop that's actually memorable if you're not thinking about the legacy of that moment and everybody who's going to engage with that NFT or that world you build, right? There's no point in building worlds that don't actually serve people. And that service is first of the heart. As I stated, Mother Nature is not petty. She continues to give oxygen to us, although we pollute her, right? So if we were to think biomimetically, meaning think like nature, right? What could we do in the metaverse if we were thinking like Mother Nature? What would we create? How would we serve? What types of regenerative ideas, projects, worlds, flowers, memories, what have you, what could we create? And what kind of lifestyle would that benefit for us here, right? Like here, right now. Because if it would benefit us here right now, it's probably going to benefit the future generations. Often with these ideas of the future, they're all dystopian. When Neil Stephenson mentioned the metaverse, it wasn't a cool thing. It was a warning, okay? It was a whisper if you're in trouble, right? That's what he was saying. He said, look, we're going to be in this future that isn't cool, that isn't loving, that doesn't actually honor us as human beings. We can change that. And so I'm asking you, even for those who have passed, right, from a social justice standpoint, this is an example from me to everyone else to say, this is not a story about tragedy. Instead, this is a story about love. This is a story having united two sisters. When we went to Tribeca Film Festival where this premiered, Janaya, her baby sister, said, I feel like this project gave me my sister back. Remember, she could not return home. She was away with her friends, got a phone call in the middle of the night. Her life changed like that. Where do you go? If we think about the metaverse as a place to go for refuge and beauty and healing and wholeness, then maybe the way Neil Stephenson thought of the metaverse can also change. If we think that the future is dystopic, then we have a responsibility, again, responding to our abilities. We have the ability right now to change it and do something about it so that our story of the future can actually be one filled with love. It was tragic what happened to Breonna, definitely. But we can get busy building parallel worlds where tragedy is not the focus. Instead, love is the focus, well-being is the focus. She wanted to be a nurse. So with this project, we focused on her purpose instead of her pain. She stood in the gap between those struggling with life and death when she was on the back of that ambulance as an EMT. That's who this woman was. This is who they miss. A healer, a lover, someone who loved bringing people together, someone who was focused on everybody's well-being, someone that probably risked her life many nights to bring people into wholeness, right? To return their loved one to their family and to their community. So as you build these worlds, right, as you drop these NFTs, be thinking about your own personal legacy, but the legacy of what you're creating. And if they're not like Mother Nature, giving and giving and giving, then you should probably rethink what you've made. Cool. So, I now want to just sit here and be a regular human, not a talking head, and just engage folks in dialogue. I'm really interested in hearing what people think, any questions that you might have, not just about this project, but in general, even about metaverse and NFTs. I'm happy to answer and address any questions. Shout out to all my friends who came. I can't see all of you, but I feel you and I'm thankful that you're here. And shout out to my new friends I'll make later. Anybody have any question or comment even, feedback? Okay, my friend.
Hey, it's JD. I just want to say it's such an honor to see you in person and to put humanity first. And you're just a rock star in so many people's world. We're so glad that you came and spoke to us today.
JD, thank you for being here. I didn't know you were here. Thank you for being here. This man's a musical genius. You should definitely talk with him. Yes, please.
Hi, we met earlier, and thank you for the hug. I appreciate that. It's interesting because I'm not a big hugger, but I really received your energy. Thank you for that. Thank you for this. My question is, because people keep asking me why do I want to come into this space, and my interest is making sure that women who are Black and Hispanic, because we are always left to the margin, that we come into this space. And also, I want to be really clear, 40 and above. I know that the younger,
I just want to make sure people, can you guys hear her? Are you picking her up? No? Colby, can you give her, yep, right on time. Mother Nature be busy.
Oops, I dropped my phone. Let's start again. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much. Mother Phoenix, I'll call you.
I receive it.
My name is Daphne Marina. I'm known as Goddess Next Door online. We can describe that and talk about that another time. I will recap what I wanted to say to you, seeing your presence here. My heart is open. I feel, I'm sure I'm in my feelings, but I'm going to hold that back a bit. And I wanted to thank you again for the hug, because I'm not a person who hugs, because the story that was told earlier today was part of my history, so I am resistant to hugging, actually, although I'm very friendly, and I'll kiss you before I hug you. That's my life. And what I want to ask, because the people I would like to make sure are a part of this space, not this space, but of why we're here
The
today.
Web3 space.
That they are women, Black, Hispanic, 40 and above. And the reason for which is because when I am speaking to people who are, I'm that, by the way. I'm both. I'm Hispanic and Black, and I'm over 40. I'm over 50. So when I speak to them about, the metaverse and NFTs, they're like, what? And I would like to ask you first, what would be the first thing that I could do to almost relieve them of this mistrust that they have built up, because they hear a little bit of something, and their 16-year-old grandson just made $100,000 and is telling them,
I need to meet him.
I'll make sure of it. I'll call her up. I'll call her and tell her. She's supposed to be here today, actually. She's not here. But I would like to speak to make sure that they understand that everything that they've created, we've had long lives, just like this young woman. She didn't have a long life, but she touched people's lives. And how do we bring our value into this space and leave? I had a conversation with a man today.
May I ask you something before you get in?
And I did say legacy, and you said it. And I was like, yes, that's what I need to leave, a legacy.
May I ask you something?
Please do.
Why is it necessary for the woman who's over 40 or 50 to be in this space for you?
Oh, thank you. Because I believe that although our stories are being told, I believe that this is the new wave of how information and marketing will be presented. I was around and part of bringing Web 2.0 around, selling the websites and then getting into the mobile marketing. I'm a marketing person, and then moving into social media. So this is definitely the next wave.
So let me ask you something, just for time, and maybe other people have a question. What is your highest hope for this space as a woman who's in it?
I think I used the word as you did earlier. I was talking about legacy. I have a 27-year-old son who's a gamer. I'm talking to him about play to earn, and he's like, huh?
But what does that mean? Hold on, let's unpack it like very, I'm a brass tacks person.
Minutely, okay.
So what does legacy mean for you? Why is it important? Because if you can distill why it's important for you as a indigenous woman who comes from multi-cultural background, who's of a certain age, if you can distill that for you really clearly in one sentence, saying it to your friends and having them understand is what's important. Because they can block out the noise because they now know someone who's very clear about why they're in this space.
I understand. Thank you. Well, I'm in this space because I have a story to tell.
Okay.
Not only my story, but a story of my own mother. Something happened to her. I don't want to get into it.
So hold on, let's, again, brass tacks. So you're in the space, let's line up these colors on the Rubik's Cube. That's how my mind works, okay? So you're in the space for narrative purposes and for legacy purposes. Your personal legacy around your family, which includes your mother, so the generation before you, and your son, the generation after you. And you feel as somebody walking between those two worlds, you can stitch something important together through narrative that would invite other women into the space and give them permission to also share their narratives.
And their talents.
Okay, that's a
And,
part of their narrative.
Right, okay. Because I do feel that, as we heard today, there are a lot of people who are very, very creative, and they are not meeting they're not meeting their exponential potential.
So, but that's not the responsibility of the space. That's people responding to their abilities, right? That's their responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the space to help them meet their potential. The space is open and inviting and saying, come as you are, right? So what are the stories that are stopping these women who are multicultural, who are 40 to 50 and over? What's the one story they're telling themselves about the space that's stopping them from being there? Because I'm a queer African-American woman who's also multicultural. I'm known as the oracle of NFTs and the mother of the metaverse because the culture you see is the one I create or helped to create, right?
Love it.
In the
I love
pandemic
it.
times. So, I'm here to tell you, maybe as the daughter of these women or grand women that you speak of, that it can be done, right? And I don't need to believe in anybody's boohoo story or anybody's why I can't be here to stop me. If these women want to be here, Mother Nature is still breathing on us and giving us oxygen. We can be here.
Okay. Well, that was the
Give
perfect
yourself
answer.
permission. Give yourself permission and
Oh,
know that
I've
you're...
given myself permission.
I mean, as 40 and 50 multicultural women that you spoke of have to give themselves permission, first and foremost. Be bold. Life takes boldness. Tomorrow's not promised, right? So we got to be bold, inhalation to exhalation, right? We got to step out on faith, step forward with purpose, right? And so if you have that as your base pairs for existing, then I don't believe there's too much you can be stopped to do. And even if people try to stop you like water, you just make your way around and through, right? It's like, I forget her name, but she said, who gonna check me, boo? Right? And so it's the same way, who gonna stop me, boo? I'm here, right? You don't need permission to be here.
Right,
You all the way outside, enjoying the sunshine and making moves,
right.
right?
Well, thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you, Mother Phoenix.
So I think we have time for one more or two more questions. Hey.
Hi, I'm Lydia. I'm a designer, but I was looking for some guidance. I work a lot with QT, BIPOC, social justice
What is
movements.
QT, as in I'm cute?
Queer,
or? Okay.
yeah, well, QT, obviously. Well, we're all queer, trans cuties.
Gotcha.
And I'm struggling with, from a designer perspective, as a creative, I can explain, how I can use NFTs within the metaverse to make sure we're not left out. But I'm struggling in bringing in people from different industries that are all saying the same things. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, to be not left out of the metaverse. And I just struggle with how to explain this to people that don't have a technical background, and I don't really have that technical
What are they
background.
being left out of, though?
Just the building. I want them to be
As
part
in the
of the
building or as the architecture?
The architecture.
Okay.
Yeah, before it even starts getting built properly.
But if it's not built, what are they being left out of?
I feel like even the conversation, it's not even coming to the table with, they're on the ground. They're like, okay, how do we help, these queer refugees? Or they're in the
The
now
queer
and in this
refugees
world.
don't need the metaverse.
No, but what if they needed it for they miss their country and they could go into it and have a look at their
But that's
own
up to
country.
you as a designer, right?
True.
To galvanize all your creative friends and say, hey, I want to build for example, I was chatting to a friend who asked a similar question, and her idea, which is already out there from early internet, was to build Hajj in the metaverse.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Because for all the refugees who are Muslim, who don't have their traditions, right? Because they've been disrupted through war, through racism, through all the isms,
Yeah.
right? It's like, okay, can we get this moving in a different way? Everybody has a cell phone. Is there something we can do to bring people here? Or if we built this in the metaverse, can we, try to make... Cut my mic? Okay, can we try to make a world... Can we try to make a world where the two can exist, a phygital, right? So I think one thing for me, look, I had really bad food poisoning back in December. I was in Paris. Okay, I thought I had the COVID. I didn't, but I had like crazy food poisoning, crazy fever. And when I was laying in that hotel in Paris thinking this could be it for me, like legit, I might die in this hotel room, I thought about if I make it, what do I want to do and who do I want to be? And in that thinking, there was no narrative where I decided that I didn't belong. Get what I'm saying? Mother Nature continues to give us sunshine. People think that the sun is a man. Of course not. It is a woman. She shows daily with love, with life, right? We can take so many lessons from nature, and we should. You want to build something for your friend? Build it. That's it. The answers are so simple. You want your friends to have this knowledge and bring them to the table? Build the table, build the chairs, put their name on little cards so that they know they're invited. And say, you sit here, you sit here, you sit here. Oh, you don't like this place? Choose your seat.
And one thing I only learned about recently was some platforms like not allowing artists from countries like Iran.
Sure, I learned that recently too.
Yeah, this is, as someone who's always kind of been told that like this is a space for anyone and just come, that started to really make me think, and then it also makes people in my spaces go, okay, well, who's actually in charge of this?
You are, boo.
Yeah.
Listen, somebody during February, which is Black History Month in America, just for the internationals that might be listening and watching, somebody actually had the nerve and audacity to make meta slaves.
What?
No.
And girl, get this. The meta slaves are going to be sold on the open sea. What? And they have Floydies, girl, as NFTs. George Floyd as a PFP. Let me tell you something to you. There are evil, crazy people out in the world who don't sleep. These people stay on no-dos and Coca-Cola and espresso, okay? They don't get any sleep. What I'm saying to you is rest your heart and rest your mind, but stay busy. My mom would always say, act like a person on a mission. I didn't really get that. But I got it the day that I thought, this could be it for me. If I have any more life to me, if I have any more life left in me, God, if I have more to my story, please don't let me die in this hotel room in Paris. Girl, what? At least let me be at home. You know what I'm saying? In my own bed, okay, with my lavender scented pillows, right? Yeah. So what I'm saying to you, there are no barriers. Barriers, again, be like water. Just because the rock is here doesn't mean you can't flow around it and flow over it. The ocean is moving on a daily basis, and eventually those jagged rocks that are around the sea become smooth from the repeated washing. We've been trying to do it for 400 or 500 years, girl, and we're still out here, okay? We're still out here. Those same people who are saying no to you, it's okay, you got Zora.com or Zora.xyz. Zora is an open protocol. They're not turning anyone away. They're inviting anyone to come, and Zora, you keep all your commissions. So the person that doesn't want you to be there, that's just the universe saying that's not for you. There's not enough oxygen there. People there are very tired. You need to be where there's life. So you go where there's life, right? We can't be desperate to be in places that are not a fit for us. A lot of things in life are not an energetic match. And we keep trying to fit our feet in shoes that are not for us and walk a path that's not for us. You get what I'm saying? We be so desperate to be in these places, and the universe, God, Mother Nature, whoever you believe in, your ancestors, keep saying, that's not the way. But we're so desperate to go this way because everybody else is doing it. Don't do that. Honor yourself and go your way. Even if it's just a small enclave of you and your friends, that's the best party on earth. Be present to that beauty. Be present to that possibility. You feel me? Right on. Thank you, guys. Do you have one more? No? Okay. Thank you, guys. Oh, you one more? Okay, well. Okay, say it on the mic, though, because for the benefit of those listening at home.
Hi. Such a pleasure to hear all these words. I just want to say, how do you grow your soul every day? And how
Collard greens.
And how do you grow your hurt and your love?
I'm going to be real with you. Going through hard times creates growth. You can't have growth without friction. People want the easy way. And this guy, Jim Rohn, he's passed now, but he said, and I'll never forget when he said this, my mom used to listen to Jim Rohn when I was a kid. And again, when you're a kid, you think, this is boring, this is whatever. But those seeds took root in me, and they started to grow up. So when I heard it later in life from Jim Rohn, I got it immediately. There was immediate vibrational alignment. And he said, don't pray for an easy life. And I'm paraphrasing. He says, pray for the strength to handle what's before you. And I thought about that. I thought, that's interesting, you know? Like when we are able to lift heavy things like our grocery bags or our suitcase, you know, it's a little bit of a struggle, but you notice how much of a blessing it is to lift those things when you don't have the strength. When I was sick and thought I had the COVID, I couldn't even lift the grocery bag when I went to the store, and all it had in there was a bottle of water. And I seriously, in that moment, was just like, I'm going to get well, and I kept praying for my wellness and praying life over myself. That's another part of growth. People just say the craziest stuff about themselves. Oh, I hate you, or like this something to death. People aren't speaking life about themselves. It's wild to me, right? And like you see your friend, speak life into your friend. You see yourself in the morning, you look in the mirror, speak life into yourself. That's growth. Like we deserve that. Again, Mother Nature is generous, right? The sun is beaming down, we got oxygen for free, our heart beats involuntarily. These are gifts. And being aware of these simple little gifts, such as warmth from the sun, free oxygen, because trust me, if these capitalists could make you pay for oxygen, baby, okay? If you had to pay a slot, put a coin for your heart to beat, sis, so many people would be off the planet. Nobody would be here. Do you know what I'm saying? So nature, the Most High, ancestors, God, universe, whomever you believe in, gave you the most valuable things for free. Oxygen, electricity to your heart, and love and warmth, right? These things are free. You can go to the ocean and dip your toe in. It's free. You get what I'm saying? So that's growth right there. I remember that daily. The first things I say when my eyes open and I realize, okay, I'm still here. It's cute. I say, thank you for my life today and every day. Thank you for my life today and every day, because I'm speaking life into myself for a future time, because I want to go beyond Friday night. You know what I'm saying? I want to go beyond today. So thank you for my life today and every day. It's how growing through pain makes it less painful. I experience it as growth and not trauma or pain. We need friction, right? We need friction. But that friction doesn't have to be something that breaks us down and stops us in life. It can be that thing where you realize, okay, I'm growing. There's a little bit of discomfort here, but I'm growing and it's okay. Thank you for the growth. Another thing that I say when life gets real hard is I say, thank you for putting me in the position to be taught. Because getting wisdom, being taught, is also a gift. A lot of people running around here like chickens with their head cut off with no wisdom, no opportunity for growth. Right? So being in the position to grow and to get energy and to get knowledge and get lessons, somebody blessed you. In my culture, we believe someone prayed for you. I'm living off the prayers and goodwill of my ancestors, of people who came before me. I'm also living off the prayers and goodwill of my mother, who I'm sure as a teenager I worried her to craziness, right? What is my daughter doing now? In college, calling her in the middle of the night, you know, you make drunk phone calls. I'm calling my mom, Mom, I'm at this party, I'm having fun. Lord, please protect my daughter. She's out here drinking for the first time, you know? So, you know, just, yeah, that's it. Gratitude ultimately at the end of the day, and also not experiencing growth as something totally painful and traumatic, and remembering the little things. Because when this whole thing fall down, those things I told you about, oxygen, water, which we have to protect, okay? Sunshine, light, warmth, okay, and an involuntary heartbeat, that electricity, you could do a lot with that. You could do a lot with that. You get me? Everybody here is a gift. People don't really get, like, you get to be here. I mean, by a show of hands, who knows how we got here? Because I really have a lot of questions. Right, nobody knows how we got here. Okay? But we are the invited guests. We are the special people who get to be here with each other and enjoy this time and do something amazing, right? So also remembering that helps with growth. I get to be here. I get to have all my faculties. I get to be cute, right? Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you.